We got some breaking news that just came through. This is Peter Boykin from #GoRight, and we got some breaking news going on right now. There's been a CIA whistleblower has exposed Biden's alleged role with the deaths of SEAL team and claims to have documented proof. I recently found this out in an article written on djhjmedia.com, and it's by a friend of mine named Carrie Donovan. So this holds a lot more weight to me than just a conspiracy theory, because it's someone that I've known for a long time. There's already been, at this point, 154,000 people who viewed this article. Also, this has been reviewed by another news agency called, they are called the Next News Network. My friend Joel, who's with me, introduced me to this article and said, look, this is breaking news. And we're going to talk about it. I'll be right back after my intro. So there's been an explosive update. CIA whistleblower exposes Biden's alleged role with the deaths of SEAL team and claims to have documented proof. I'm here with my good friend Joel, and he's brought up the attention of what's going on here. Joel, it's your first listening to this video. I've listened about half of the media, and I just had to stop because I was like, I need to talk about it. So tell me your first impression if what is said in the video is true. And I'll play that short clip in here in just a little bit, but I want you to hear from Joel beforehand.
Well, I had the video passed to me by a friend who got it live. When I saw it, was probably about 5 minutes old. So tonight, a little bit earlier, I passed it to you right when I listened to it, and that's why I told you this is probably the most breaking news of all of America history. Because if true, which I really believe this. I've followed people like Q. Different groups like that. I'm skeptic on a lot of the things they say. There is no doubt in my mind until it comes out. Of course, it's always questioned, but I really believe that we are going to soon have something that's going to come out that's going to blow. This will blow everything else, even the Kennedy murder. It's going to blow everything in history out. Biden is going down for treason, big time. Obama will go down for treason, big time. Hillary will go down for treason, big time. And I mean big time. This explicitly has to do with them. There is live tapes. They've got documents, all the documentation that is needed to put these people down. And it seems like what we're hearing from the documents is that Bin Laden was not killed. It was Obama that was hiding him out. He was hiding him out. One of the senators, one senator, he was a Democrat senator, he said, "We'll take him out and we'll kill him when we need the time when we need the publicity the most. So it was all staged. Bin Laden, I don't know if he's dead now, but in the video it says he was never killed. SEAL Team 6 went in there. They caught him. They brought him to Iran. They said that he was still alive, and Iran came out and said, after the whole thing was over, and said, if you do not pay us $170 billion, we will bring this out, and your country will find this out. What happened with 170? Does any of you remember $170 billion that Obama gave to Iran? I wonder.
I mean, right there, one is, we always wondered these. I mean, this is how conspiracy theories come to be, because they try to fill in the gaps of the things that just doesn't make any sense. So, like Laura Loomer getting in trouble for bringing up what really happened in Las Vegas at that shooting. But here, if you go in the past, you always wondered, so Osama bin Laden, a person that was enemy number one, person that the American people actually would love to see executed, probably live on pay-per-view, apparently they find him in a state next door. They somehow crash land an experimental craft that we don't retrieve the parts from, which that made no sense, and that they captured or killed Osama bin Laden, as they so-called killed, and then there's no body, there's no pictures, there's no videos. This isn't that long ago, folks. They still had the internet and everything. They had video cameras. Why wasn't any kind of documented proof to show the ceremony that they supposedly had? When they just said they threw Osama bin Laden overboard, people didn't buy it then. And then people were wondering why in the hell would America send trillions or billions or whatever we sent over to Iran for what? To appease them? To say thank you for trying to kill us? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But with this, it kind of makes a little sense. But here what Carrie's article says, it says CIA whistleblower exposes Biden's alleged role with the deaths of SEAL team, claims to have documented proof. Now, there's been a lot of talk about SEAL Team 6, and Facebook will quickly try to tell you that Joe Biden had nothing to do with the revealing of SEAL Team 6, but everybody kind of knows it at this point. So it's saying there's a full interview of a CIA whistleblower, Alan Harlow Parrott, interviewed by Charles Woods and Nicholas Rowe. It surfaced Sunday, where the three talk about the blackmail extortion of $152 billion US dollars sent to Iran to cover up the deaths of SEAL Team 6 by the Osama bin Biden administration. Parrott has extensive experience with the intelligence community, and he is planning on releasing documents this week on what he said are going to uncover numerous crime sprees. There's been an update as of the 12th, which is, just around a little bit ago. The maker of the videos below, toward the end of this article, confirmed in this footage that the documents now have been delivered to a congressperson for evaluation. This John Tigjan said, "Join me tonight on Tucker Carlson as I talk about at 9 News aggressor and hired murderer and Facebook deleting my account along with Instagram." So he was on there, said they still can't stop what's coming. It's a done deal. Keep fighting. Benghazi whistleblower explains what is coming. So I got to tell you, I mean, this guy's got to be careful. As a quote basically said, a heavy price has been paid for what we are uncovering, and 1 million people want to see it, Parrott said. The truth has come out, said Charles Wood, the father of Ty Woods, and this is the beginning of the end of the bad guys, according to Parrott. I mean, it looks huge. It looks huge, Joel.
Well, this is what I was telling you about. We spoke about this before we came online. I told you we know we've been hearing from Lindsey Graham, people like that there's big news happening in the Durham report, And that would be a great thing if these people were found out before the election, because everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to know what they're voting for. And if it's for treasonous people, then we need to know. So I kept on thinking about this tonight, before I came in online with you, Peter. And I thought, how are we going to send a message to show how criminal the Liberal Party has become? Because the Durham report is already said to come after the election, so that's not going to be anything. But we're hearing something will come, okay? And then we have Biden and his son, okay? Well, that wouldn't work out, because if Biden and his son was something that Trump was going to talk about, the Democrats would say that's foul play. That's playing with the election. But this is what I was telling Peter. What if this has been known for a little while and has been held into this time to be released just before the election? Because the people will need to know. This will not be sconted by the Democrat Party because by any law or by any constitutional law, if Biden is a treasonous man and Obama was treasonous and Hillary was treasonous, this man should not be running in our election. He is a treasonous man. He is a man who killed our SEAL team. Every military person in the United States, if there's one military person that votes for Biden in this thing when their own people were killed by this man, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This is so huge. This This message right here will destroy the Democrat Party for all time. All time. There is no way that we can trust it. This is a good thing, though, I've told you, Peter, because where we've been before is Democrats always ignore the obvious, always ignore it. They always go to racism. You're a racist. You're a racist. They don't want to see the obvious, the truth. And if this comes out, conspiracy, which the government has always used against anybody who's coming against them, the truth, to hide the truth, we know, we've seen it being hidden. We've seen it being hidden in the things that we're making up about why would Obama give $150 billion to Iran. All these conspiracies came up. But in conspiracy, there is truth. And we're finding that out now. We're finding out that there is truth in this conspiracy.
Truth. And I mean, if you're a follower of a military intelligence backlink channel that gets banned for exposing pedophilia and other things like this, hit or miss of what that person or that entity or organization does, there is still things out there that could come true. And any conspiracy is a conspiracy until you find enough proof to prove it's no longer a conspiracy. It is true fact. I mean, to this day, people are still talking about the JFK files. It's still considered a conspiracy, but people are still talking about it. So I'm going to play this clip over here from the Next News Network, kind of starting it in.
Peter, one thing before you start, that's an interesting thing, because think about this. What did Facebook just do to us? They started fact-checking what? What did they fact-check?
They fact-check memes. They fact-check
the SEAL Team 6.
They fact-check the murder of the SEAL Team 6. They fact-check anything on Biden. I mean, people pay attention. Fact checks. Honestly, the fact checks. If you ever pay attention to the fact checks, they're just like personal blogs. I mean, no different than what we are doing. Somebody comes up with their personal opinion, and they hardly ever actually give a source, and they're just quick. And if that's not good enough, then Facebook finds 7 or 8 more pages to hit something. But I'll tell you, unless it's somebody's dead and they're not dead, if you notice that Facebook, YouTube, etc., whatever, is quick to throw everything they have at that article, that means that article is pretty real. It's pretty real. Because most of the time they only have, unless they absolutely say false, mostly it says partially false, just so they can slap that label. They've done it so many times that it doesn't even hit your webpage. They can't even threaten you on your webpage anymore because they're just like, well, you're putting it up, nothing we can do. But that's going to change soon too. That's a whole nother podcast there that Donald Trump is working diligently to take away their privilege to do that kind of stuff and their liability at these social medias for this cover up will come down on them very soon in lawsuits. And believe me, the number one thing they're going to have to worry about at Facebook is not all these cover-ups. It's the fact that while they're doing all this fake news, they allow fake profiles to be created of people who then scam people online and cost them money. So I hate Facebook. Will hate it when they have 1 million of their users suing them because they got bamboozled out of money because Facebook allowed people who are fake to come on there. So they need to worry about their fake people problem instead of their fake news problem, something that's really affecting people.
And you people need to stay in tune because we're going to stay on this story until it all comes out.
Yeah, we're bringing up these.
In history. We will not let this story go until it's done. So stay tuned, everybody. We are going to stick on this story, and we're going to shove it down Facebook's face and everybody else. This is the biggest story that's going to happen in the world's history. Trust me.
Yep. I mean, if it comes out though exactly what they're saying, if this is absolutely not just some guy and blowing steam, and this is real, and he's really done what he's done, this is the hugest news of 2020. Honestly, it'll be the hugest news of 2020. But again, if Facebook labels us for being fake news, we're letting you know. Go Right News is just like Fox News, just like CNN, et cetera, et cetera. We're opinionated news, so we're just reporting what we hear. I'm not the one that checked this. I do know a fact that Carrie Donovan is a friend of mine for many years, and she tries to write quality stuff, and that's one of the reasons why not just Next News Network. I know they've been around, but when I see that Carrie is the one that wrote this story, I was like, I got to talk about this. We're going to talk about a lot of this on GoRightNews.com. A lot of other social issues we bring up on theQ.com, which is 2 podcasts basically I do at the same time. This is more Go Right News, interviews and theories and things and news. And then the Q is, the gossip talk type show. So we hope you tune into those. So I'm going to play this clip real quick. It's like 30 minutes, but I'm not playing 30 minutes. I'm playing a little bit so y'all can get a taste. I'm doing it through the Next News Network. This is also on YouTube. All their information is dropped in the information you can see for your direct viewing. And I hope you subscribe to this channel and go and subscribe on Next News Network. So I'm going to play it right now.
A whistleblower tells Charles Woods, the father of Tyrone Woods, who was killed in Benghazi, that Obama and Biden sent $152 billion as a cover-up for the deaths of SEAL Team 6. Allen said all of the proof will come out, documents and audio. Now, I'm going to play you the video that's attached here. Okay, video of the whistleblower's own words. But first, let's get some background. Carrie Donovan from DJHJ Media reports that the full interview of the CIA whistleblower interviewed by Charles Woods and Nicholas Snow surfaced on Sunday, where the three talk about the blackmail extortion of $152 billion sent to Iran to cover up the deaths of SEAL Team 6 by the Obama administration. Perot has extensive experience with the intelligence community, and he's planning on releasing the documents this week on what he said are going to uncover numerous crime sprees. Now, I personally have confirmation that the whistleblower evidence is now in the hands of a member of Congress with the means to take action. And Perot said, of the evidence, a heavy price has been paid for what we are uncovering, and millions of people want to see the truth has to come out. Yes, the truth has to come out. Let's take a look now at the whistleblower before we get to Anna. We'll be right back with Anna after this.
You think you'd know not to lie about something so obvious. He said it was a Muslim burial at sea. Nonsense. And so this big lie that you see, Biden, Hillary, and Clinton worked this agreement with Iran. They trusted Iran to move bin Laden to Pakistan. He did. He was there. But then they trusted Iran to keep him there. They moved him out back to Iran. And then the communication from Iran to Obama was, hey, we got your neck in a noose. Give us all this money. $152 billion, $2 billion on an airplane pallet was paid out for the secrets I wish to reveal now and to the president under the terms of misprision and treason. That is to say, this is a secret. These are secrets worth $152 billion paid by President Obama. And Vice President Biden paid with the blood of SEAL Team 6 when he had them killed.
So it's blackmail and extortion then.
Blackmail and extortion.
Now,
Iran commandeered.
You have the documents to
Yes. Yes.
Now,
If Iran. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you, if you have those documents, are you willing to personally deliver those to President Trump if he were to provide the transportation and the guarantee of safety for you to do that?
Well, I'm not concerned about safety. There's always an invisible hand that protects us, and we're on the winning team. America's on the winning team.
Not one sparrow falls to the ground outside of God's will.
Yes. It would be my pleasure and my honor to bring this material to President Trump. There's a massive amount, terabytes, documents, video, audio. It needs to go to the president.
I will do everything that I can to get this video.
And now joining me is Anna Kate. Anna has
So,
personally seen and heard the evidence.
So Anna basically personally heard and seen the evidence. I won't go into more detail with that full interview. If you want to see that full interview, the links are below. But again, this video surfaces on what the Trump campaign reminds us is the 8-year anniversary of when Democratic Joe Biden lied. And let me remind you, Joe Biden is the Democratic Party. Lied in a debate about the security needs of the Americans in Benghazi. Nicholas No suggested that the reason he ended up running into Parrot, well, he might as well be a Patriot, was that he was researching why it appeared as if the American government wanted all the people connected with Benghazi to die. If you translate the tweet out, there's basically it says, "Dead men tell no tales," Parrot said. Obama and Biden claimed they had no idea that there was a need for more security at the Benghazi compound where Ty Woods was killed. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Joel?
It's there's no doubt in my mind that this is real. It's like I said, I take conspiracy with a grain of salt, and until we said that before. We said that before we got on the show too. Until it comes out, it's something yet to be proved. And we know how the government is, especially the Republican government, how they hold things back. A lot of people have been disappointed in the past. We complain. We get really angry because we're here. All the stuff's coming out. We know it's there. It seems like the Republicans are always punished, and the Democrats never get their comeuppance because we don't act like those mad, crazy psychopaths. We're just not like them. I wish we were, because they deserve what they get. Especially the reason why they are doing what they are is because for so long, until President Trump, Donald J. Trump, every one of these people were pansies. They were pansies. We heard it in California when they said, when the Democrat Party said, if you do not let illegals in, Mexicans will not vote for you, and you will never win an election again. And guess what happened? Every single Republican bowed to their commands. Trump said, screw you. This is legality. They come in here either legally or they get out. That's the man we voted for. We still have a whole bunch of Republicans. We want them out. We want them all gone. We want more people like President Trump. He may say things that kind of make us cringe sometimes, but
I never have.
Exactly what we voted for. We have voted for him. We voted for him because that's what we wanted. We wanted somebody to come back and tell them to take their racist crap and stick it up their ass. Because that's what they do every time. They don't fight with knowledge. They fight with those low to the belt punches. And it's time that the Democrat Party is seen for what they really were. They were the racists, which means they started out as criminals. And they still are. We're going to find out that they are nothing different. They're the same demons they were back in the time when they owned slaves.
Well, Trump tweeted out 8 years ago, he said, 8 years ago, Joe Biden lied in a debate and claimed the Obama-Biden administration wasn't aware of requests for more security in Benghazi. False. They knew, and their negligence resulted in Americans losing their lives. He has a clip in here. I'll play it real quick.
Vice President Biden called the deaths a tragedy, but he then claimed that the Obama administration did not know that Ambassador Stevens and other personnel on the ground have been asking for more security help.
We weren't told they wanted more security again. We did not know they wanted more security again. And by the way, at the time, we were told we said exactly what the intelligence community told us that they knew. That was the assessment.
It was an assessment, but the State Department did know in real time from videos that requests for more security resources had been made and were turned down. A State Department official acknowledged that testifying on Capitol Hill only yesterday.
And note, that was on NBC News 8 years ago. So, I mean, that's back when a little bit more reputable, and sadly, before it seems like social media news all kind of got together to just basically pervert the news and keep us from what's saying. Now, the full information, the full story in the video is on DJHJ Media, written by Carrie Donovan. She wrote the story. Anna Cat goes into detail. She shows the video. There's more, probably a little bit clearer, and there's video flashback about 1 day after Osama bin Laden was killed. Joe Biden publicly outed the Navy SEALs. 90 plus days later, the Taliban shot down a U.S. helicopter, killing 15 SEAL Team 6 warriors and 23 others. So it happened, folks. They were exposed, though Facebook would tell you otherwise. There is a clip here as posted by Censored Sharia at Creeping Sharia with an interview with Tucker Carlson. I'll play that real quick. I'm sure it's about a few minutes.
In the aftermath of the apprehension and death of Osama bin Laden, SEAL Team 6, whose very existence was supposed to be classified, was dramatically publicized by this administration. The Obama people felt it was to their political advantage to talk up SEAL Team 6, and you believe this put your son and his comrades at mortal risk.
We don't just believe it did, Tucker. We know it did. Aaron actually called me within 24 hours of Joe Biden outing the Navy SEALs and said, Mom, listen, you need to wipe your social media clean. I mean, get everything off of it. His voice was very nervous. I said, absolutely, son, what's going on? And he said, Mom, listen, there's chatter, and all of our lives are in danger, including yours. So we absolutely know that they put a target on our son's back, and we know a lot of facts that happening in Afghanistan at that time, where we have evidence that this team was being sought after, and more evidence is coming out every day. Of course it's being sought after when you release that they're the ones that killed the most high-ranking figure in Al-Qaeda's history. So, yes, they absolutely put a target on their back.
Yeah. I mean, I watched this interview. They did. Now, Carrie Donovan. Carrie is an ex-community organizer who writes about voter engagement, cultural Marxism, and campaigns. She has been a grassroots volunteer with the GOP on and off for 18 years. She is a homeschool mom in North Carolina and loves photojournalism and citizen journalism. She's been a friend of mine ever since 2015. She photographed me and helped me interview, and she tried to get me an interview with the then governor, which I've met Pat McCrory afterwards, but he was a little shy at that time, needless to say, with the bathroom issues and everything. I don't blame the guy, but this is news. To wrap it up, to wrap this news story up, give us our last impressions, Joel, about this, because honestly, my impression is, if this is real, if this documents come out, this is huge. And I know we disagree on some things, because you honestly think that Barack Obama, Hillary, and Biden should be hung for treason. And I still kind of feel like, well, a past president and a first lady will probably not, but locked up, yes. So give us some last minute, and then we're going to wrap this video up, to, because people got news, other news to go.
Well, this is, like I said, what I told you the last, just before we went on, the decision's up to Trump. The decision, the final decision on what's going to happen to these three people, these treasonous people, is going to be up to Trump. He's the one that's going to say either death or life in prison. They will get life in prison. And you said that this is the biggest news in 2020. No, this is the biggest news in American history. There is never, if this comes out the way it is, and the Democrat Party uses that our military men are expendable, that they can murder them ourselves, then who's to doubt that America caused 9/11 and all these other stuff? This has got to stop. That is why President Donald J. Trump, who loves our troops, who loves our military, who loves our police force, our fire department, our ambulance, our people. This was a godsend. This guy was sent by God to clean up this crap. And so, no, this is the news of the history of the United States, and I swear that this is the time when everybody can celebrate, because anything that the Democrats say after this, it means nothing, because they are sleep, they are sheep.
I agree. I mean, absolutely. End of the day, we got to reelect Donald Trump so we can continue, because if you don't reelect Donald Trump and somehow Biden gets elected, they're going to just continue to cover up. They're going to continue to lie. And these people want to bring about the downfall of America, period. And that's why I ask you, and we ask you, to go right, #go right for America, because if you want America to be great, you've got to reelect Donald Trump. We've got to make sure you take care of your local government, and we have to make sure that you ensure every senator and every congressperson are kept in check, and hopefully they are more on the side of the right. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you, Joel, for coming in on today. I'm going to go ahead and do the closer. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
No. Just stay tuned. We're gonna keep on this. We're going to continue to do more interviews, and every time we find out breaking news, stay tuned because we're staying on this.
All right, guys, I thank you, and I remind you to go right. It's time to join the Go Right movement. It is time to hashtag Go Right for America. Join us at GoRight.us and GoRightNews.com. It is time for the Great American Revival, and it is time to hashtag Go Right for America.
Billions and 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 billions.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
And that's a wrap, folks. So, explosive update: CIA whistleblower exposes Biden's alleged role with the deaths of SEAL Team 6 and claims to have documented proof. And we'll see what the news brings us. God bless everybody. Peace.